Let's give you a definition of rounding here. So what is rounding? Alright, so this question is asking the definition of rounding. Rounding is an estimate to the next common value when an exact value is unnecessary. The benefits of rounding can make calculations faster, simpler, alright, and easier, right? So let's go here. We're going to say rounding, all right? The notation for rounding are two squiggly lines here, right? Two squiggly lines. They look like an equal sign, but instead they have curves to it, right? Let's give you an example here. So we're going to round up the number 11. 11 here. So what does this round up to? There's no specification, so 11 will round down to 10. All right, that's because the ones place value is a 1, right? So that gets replaced with a 0, and then the tens place value remains the same. All right, so we round down here, right? So 11 gets round down to 10 naturally. All right, next. Let's give you a greater number here. Let's go ahead, let's give you 17. So 17 will round up to 20 here, right? Now why is that? Well, because the ones place value, right, is a 7, and 7 is greater than 5, right? So we're going to replace the 7 with a 0, all right? And we're going to take the column or the place value on its left, which is the tens place, and add 1 to it. 1 plus 1 is 2. All right, so 17 will round up to 20. All right, now let's go ahead, let's give you 3 more examples here, right? So we have 321. 321 will round down, all right? It will round down to 300. And that's because the tens value is a 2, it's less than 5. So we replace the 2 with a 0. So it's 300. How about 5,555, right? Once again, there's no specification, so we're going to round to the nearest thousands. So this will round up to 6,000 because 5 or greater. So we're going to replace the 5 in the hundreds place with a 0 and add 1 to the thousands. But let's give some specifications here, right, to the same number. So round to the nearest 10th value, all right, to the nearest 10. Take the same number, 5,555. 5,555, all right, and this will round up to 5,560 because there's some specification there, all right. Notice that we looked at the ones place value of 5,555. It was a 5, and the rule states you replace that 5 with a 0 and you add 1 to the place value on the left, right? And on the left is the tens place value, and it's a 5. So we add 5 plus 1, giving us a 6. So in the tens place value, we're going to replace that 5 with a 6. And so basically 5,555 rounded up to the nearest tenth is 5,560.